What's going on, everyone? So, as you can see from the title, this is going to be a Stam sorc build video for a kind of AIDS build for a Stam sorc. This build is extremely strong. It has a lot of damage, takes a lot of damage, and has a lot of really cancerous features to it. This build could be run on a DK exactly the same way if you wanted to. I probably wouldn't run it on anything else. And for this video, I'm gonna split it up in between going over the sets, skills, champion points as fast as I can, and then talking about some things after I'm done. So let's go over the sets really fast. Spriggens, great set for any Stam class, really good for Stam sorc. Troll King is the next set. Adds more health, adds more tankiness. When you get low in health, you can heal for a lot. Spriggens, back bar, sword and board, sturdy shield, defending one hand, front bar, dual wield. Precise and sharpened is what I like. Too precise would be fine. Axe and dagger is good, but you could use anything. I just like the axe for the bleed and the dagger for the crit, especially in heavy. And fury is the next set. Extremely strong heavy set. I like it more than ravager. Ravager could have worked here, but fury, I don't know. For DKs and Stam sorcs that want to play more tanky setups, fury is so good. As far as consumables go, damage, health, poisons are key. I wouldn't run cost poisons, I'm not that cancerous, but I will run these. These are very strong. Put like a 12k dot on the enemy and it's just a lot of damage to add to the dots that you already do in your build. So Dubious Cameron Throne I'm using now, but Tri-Stat would work if you can make it work, but I like Dubious Cameron Throne because it gives me 1100 Stam recovery altogether, which seems to be enough for a Stam sorc to work with, especially a build like this. This is a heavy attack build. Also, that's how you get resources back, heavy attacking, dark deal, and then a little bit of Stam recovery. But who knows, if Tri-Food works for you, Tri-Stat food, then run that. As far as skills go, dual wield bar, main attack bar, dark deal, hurricane, bound armor, bloodthirst, running slashes. Running slashes has a really annoying movement speed debuff, which can get annoying stacked with some other things. Dawnbreaker of smiting, obviously. Shuffle, reverberating bash, another annoying part of this build, 39% heal debuff and health recovery debuff. Bound armor again, heroic slash, another annoying part. Minor maim, reducing their damage done and gives you minor heroism and reduces their movement speed by 60% for 12 seconds. Resolving vigor to heal with, and overload on the overload bar. This is very important too because I have crit surge, which is the source of major brutality, and another heal. Every crit you do is going to heal you for 3000 every 1 second. So you can pretty much more or less guarantee that you're going to get healed 3000 a second, which is a lot of help. Bound armor again, caltrops, trap beast, and streak. So as far as the passives go, unholy knowledge is the only one I get from here. Power stone, danger protection, and all of the storm calling ones, all the sword and board, all the dual wield ones, obviously. All the heavy armor passives. For medium armor, I would grab up these two and the last one. Fighters Guild, Banish the Wicked, Skill Tracker, and Intimidating Presence are important. Undaunted passives would be more or important too, and you would have more resources if you had Undaunted on this build than I do. And gold glyphs would help too, or gold gear. For assault and support, continuous attack, combat frenzy, battle resurrection, and combat medic are all important, but I have to change some skill points around soon. And last one would be the alchemy passive, medicinal use, very important. So for a different option, if you don't like bound armor, because it's a heavy attack build in a way, not a complete heavy attack build, but it's a main part of getting resources back besides Dark Deal. So if you don't like this though, I would go and swap crit surge to the front bar to always have it handy, even though overload is up pretty much all the time. It's so cheap to get overload, like to the overload bar, so there's no reason it shouldn't be up with like a light attack and a low slash in like 2 seconds. And then I would slot puncture. Puncture would be nice to run on this, and I do run it if I run it this way, but right now I'm choosing to go with bound armor. So I think that puncture might be more beneficial to debuff the enemy by 5280. So 5280 debuff on their physical resistance. So that's a huge amount. You stack that with spriggens, champion points, and your sharpened weapon. I'm pretty sure that's somewhere around like 15,000 physical penetration. That's a lot. So I'm going to try running it like this a little more. I know the damage would probably be a little higher with it like this, but is that better than having the extra stamina and the heavy attack damage and the minor resolve? Matter of fact, I think if you morph this, I forget what the morph is called, but if you morph it, I think it will give you minor resolve as well when you use it. So that's a plus to using this. I know it's not pierce armor, it's the other morph. So now the last thing I'm going to do is show my stats with this setup. By the way, I'm an orc, Argonian, wood elf, high elf, not high elf, red guard, Khajiit, any of them would work. But I would recommend Argonian or orc. So 3373 weapon damage, 29% weapon crit, 22,000 physical and spell resist, 37,000 max stam, and 18,000 max health, 1100 stam recovery. Those are the important stats, and the max health and max magic and max stamina would all go up if you had undaunted passives and some gold glyphs. Also all impen gear. I'm missing one piece, so my crit resistance would be closer to 29, I believe, with that last piece of impen, but I don't have it right now. So let's talk about this weapon damage. This is another ridiculous part to this build. So 3373, just base weapon damage. That's not with continuous attack, because I'm outside of Cyrodiil. By the way, the health goes up to like 23,000 in Cyrodiil. But yeah, I'm not in Cyrodiil, I'm at my house. So 3373, that will go up to, I've seen it go up to 4600. Just in a duel, fighting somebody and stopping, checking my character sheet, watching it go up with the Wrath passives, or the Wrath passive and Fury. 4600. If you add that to the continuous attack buff in Cyrodiil, that's closer to 5000, and it could very well be more than 5000. I really don't know. It's possible that 4600 was the limit. I only checked it one time or two times, and that's the highest I saw it get. It could be the limit, or it could be higher. I really don't know, and I haven't asked anybody to come attack me till I can see it max out. But yeah, that's roughly 4,600, and that's a lot. Even just 30, almost 3,400 or whatever it was, 3,373. Even that's a good amount of weapon damage. So for champion points, $34 Warlord, 32 Mooncalf, 64 Tenacity for a lot of heavy attacks that you're going to need to do. 33 Befoul, this is what gets the major defile up to 39%. You could probably put more if you want to. 20 Tumbling, 37 Shadow Ward, 42 Physical Weapon Expert, again with the heavy attacks. This could probably get cut in half though, or at least I'd probably keep like 15% in there, but I keep 42 to heavy attack because like I heavy attack a lot, so I want it to do more damage. 40 Master at Arms, especially for the first hit that Dawnbreaker does. 44 Thaumaturge, 23 Precise Strikes, 28 Piercing, and 43 Mighty. For the Red Tree, 28 Ironclad, 9 Spell Shield, 9 Medium Armor Focus, 48 Resistant, 49 Hardy, 49 Ellie, and 28 Thick Skin. Also, this Unchained passive is extremely important for this because every time you CC break, you should recast Shuffle, and if you don't need Shuffle, then Hurricane or Vigor. Just play for whatever you need, like use it to your advantage because those are really high cost abilities. Shuffle is 4,000 and Vigor is 32. Hurricane's the same, I believe, 3,200. So anytime you can recast those after a CC break, it's well worth it to do it. So that is it for the first part. No, it's not. Wait for it. Mundastone. Mundastone is the warrior. I don't know if I said that yet, but the Mundastone is the warrior for more damage. And yeah, that's it for the first part. So now I'm going to talk about a few things about playing this build. Okay, so as far as counters go, Mag DK is a decent counter to this build, but you could say Mag DK is a decent counter to any build. The Mag DK is that perma block and keep you talons, keep you petrified, stone fist, whatever. Those are really hard builds to fight. Probably for anybody, for that matter. If they're a good Mag DK that doesn't let their block down, which is awful that a build could do that, but they do. So if that happens, then you probably won't win, but I've beat those Mag DKs before just by keeping them slowed down and keeping my dots on them, keeping my heal debuff on them, and jabbing a lot and trying to find that split second that they let their block down, and if they don't, I just keep the damage on. A lot of the time I'll keep caltrops down, trapeze, so they have to crit heal me if they're gonna come actually try to kill me, because they're melee like I am in this build. So yeah, that's how I fight Mag DKs, but it's a tough fight no matter what you're on. And pretty much the only other real counter is Templars, Magplars, Stamplars. I fought a couple of heavy armor Stamplars that were really tough fights because they always purge the dots, running Troll King as well. So those can be really hard fights. And then Magplars are pretty tough anyway, but they purge the dots, they purge the heal debuff, and they heal a lot, and they just make it a tough fight. Anybody else though, anybody else gets melted. Medium armor gets melted, heavy armor gets melted, light armor gets melted, sorcs, whatever. I think I fought one sorc that actually killed me on this build so far in like a real fight. He was a really good sorc running some pet build, and he ended up killing me. But other than that, I don't think I've actually been killed by anything but a mag DK or a Templar. And I've been dueling with this build and PvPing. Like, I can't judge it on solo PvP when it comes to counters because I don't really have 1v1s in solo PvP. It's always an outnumbered fight, always. But yeah, in duels, that's pretty much what's happened so far in the week or so, week and a half that I've been playing this build and dueling on it. And I think that's it. Okay, so one last thing. I think I forgot to go over potions. Tri-stat pots in duels. Movable speed pots because you don't have major expedition unless you want to slot rapid maneuvers, which I don't do because it costs like 7,500 stamina. Although you could probably use Unchained to bring that down to like 1,200, but either way. And a movable stam and health pots. Those are the three that I use depending on the situation. And that is it. So if you run this build, I hope you enjoy it. It's cancerous. It's very strong, very fun to run. Now I find myself like finding ways to make it more competitive, like not using food if my food runs out for a bunch of duels, or not using my Dawnbreaker, just depending on the situation. Obviously it's a tough fight, I don't do that, but a lot of people just get melted, so I would recommend trying this out. Even if you run purple weapons, just try it out. It's a fun build to run. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed if you run it, and I'll see you in the next video.